the player wants on a regular basis, which I don't think is true for a lot of us, is the fact that the defense is already geared to the offense. They're not two separate parts of the game. Like when it's a little bit like Guardiola's style of play, you know, which is all about closing the space down and getting into a zone where once you have four guys around the ball carrier is forced to do something risky. Dribble against two guys, three guys, or try a penetrating pass that's going to land right at the feet of the central defenders, whatever. You know, like he's reducing your percentages, and he's doing that because he's already thinking, now I'm going to reconquer the ball back, and then I'm going to have 3-4 guys ready to go at you. Whereas when I play, like, defense is a totally different mode. Like, defense is like, how am I going to prevent him from scoring, you know, like, but I see Christian's thinking on defense is much more integrated into the overall game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say?
I do know what you're trying to say, yeah.
That's what's so effective, in addition to being able to deliver.
That's why I call it mastership, because it's like, it's got the whole in mind as opposed to just like the narrow slice of action.
That's right.
As I see it.
That's right. So when you start, also the other thing is speed. Like, my speed of thinking is limited considerably by the fact that I can't see those 3-4 possibilities as quickly as you can, and so obviously my decision making is impacted by that. Because if you can't see 4, I only see 2. I'm exposing 50% failure right there.
Yeah. One other thing, was it Dan I speak to you about this?
So I can't change.
If my technical skill can't reach to doing this or that, then I don't even see what the possibilities are beyond what my technical skill level is. So if I need to get better technically, like holding the ball, speed and accuracy, and then I can think, oh, why don't I try that? Because I know I can do it, as opposed to I don't even think about it. Right. Good luck.
It's like a death row. Good luck, son. He walks down.
See you on the other side.
Okay.
You're attacking, you're not defending.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should be the fun part.
Yeah. I'm the one under pressure.
That's like the forecasting.
The idea was good, the execution was poor.
Okay, so for
I also
example,
touched
for
my
me,
guy,
like, he made a mistake when he was like this. Like, I mean,
Going solo.
talking about defense, but let's talk also about attack. He was something like this, and he went in with this one. So he's going to the middle when there's already no space, where he should have gone out, you know, like out first, create a situation, try to get through
Move
the
the
side.
defense.
Move the defense, try to get through the side, you know? Don't go where there is no space.
Too direct, too early. Yeah. Partly because I've been consciously trying to attack more centrally all weekend, and so I'm sort of in that mode.
Let's do 3 around again. Just trying. Okay. It's not about it, it's just what happens next.
No, but it's also positioning. This is a harder shot than this.
Right.
But I knew he was ready to flick. I had to do it quickly and all of that.
Do you have a hierarchy in your mind, Christian? Like, okay, so, just 1 second, Peter.
Hierarchy.
Just like a hierarchy of, like, firstly, get them away from the centre to the sides. Then, when they're at the sides, stop them going forward, and then build density around. I mean, without even realising it, do you have a sequence of things that you're trying to do when?
I'm not sure about that, but it's possible. I played since I was like 6, so maybe it's just imprinted.
Yeah. So,
You know.
so what's
I mean,
the
to
first?
me, it's like, you know, as I said before, make sure there's no free strikers. Then, you know, once he starts building up, pressure the ball, and if he goes through, block the spaces. So,
And do you prefer him to go to the wings and through
of
the?
course,
and
the
the
win,
centre?
it's a harder shot.
Yeah.
If he goes to the center, it's bad. If he goes through in the center, most of the times they score, you know.
Yeah.
So it's better he has a shot from the side.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing that stood out to me so far is your willingness to move defenders from the line
Oh yeah,
at key times.
Yeah,
You're willing to send
You
a
can-
guy farther up towards
Yeah,
the
you can see a
midfield
game-
because you know it's going to give you 3 or 4
Yeah.
more block flicks later. Which
if
is
you
a
watch
very
one of my
different
games,
mindset.
like against any good player, you can see sometimes I have no line at all. They're all like pressuring, they're all around.
So that's interesting because there's another line of thought that I've had drummed into me, which is never move your core 5 there like you've got there. Now, I mean, I do to get the ball upfield, but
No, it makes no sense. What's the point in not moving them at all? Then that means you only defend for 3-4 players.
yeah. Yeah, but then sometimes I've moved, you've been attacking me, I've moved one.
Well,
and
you
then
don't have
opened
to
the gap
move
up.
them at the
That's
wrong
probably-
time. Like, say you're here,
That's probably
you
right.
know, and there's a guy here,
Yeah,
and I do this. This
Yeah.
is
Honestly,
stupid.
that's
Yeah.
probably-
yeah,
So, you know.
yeah. That's the sort
No,
of thing.
but-
But if I do something like this, it's good. It's still
Yeah.
good, you know.
Yeah.
I don't even have to go too close to the ball. I
Yeah.
don't have to risk it. But you can't go through. You have to go. They have to cut first. I have to be ready to either do this
Yeah.
or do that, you know. But that's risky because if I do it wrong, a good player can easily get through from
Yeah,
there.
but Telly would.
So I'd rather go there.
Yeah.
And like you said, it still gives him almost an additional block flick to get in
It's
back
the timing
to position
of
if
when
he needs to.
Yeah, I'll be looking for that more and try to find out.
Mm.
You're ready. The 2 are there, and the 1 is already playing the ball.
Yeah. Yeah.
That one's been stuck as well. So
So you've
here,
got
here I'm just gonna control the ball. I mean,
Yeah, you've got to sort of go back now to
Yeah.
go forward again.
yeah.
And in the meantime, he's tightening up
Nothing
on
wrong
those.
with that.
No, also because, as the old saying goes, if you keep the ball, you can't score yet. Back. Yeah. See, that I didn't mean to hit it that long.
Yeah.
In that case, there's always a stop. Yeah, that was a good play you did.
Mm. Take it again. Take it again.
It was on target.
Yeah. Nice.
Bloody pitch.
Oh,
So go. What am I waiting for? To see how well you can put the guy in next to
For the video.
for the video. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
That was all. This Pegasus pitch. I blame the pitch. Also on goal kicks, like I'm really undecided how to put my 3 or 4 guys.
You should
Where
at least 3
You need
guys
to get
like
out
this.
wide.
A guy in the middle.
to play on
That's
the
how
back.
Christian does, yeah.
With
Mine
fi-
is a little different, but it's...
And
Not five.
does anyone use the spare keeper for goal kicks? Because I don't.
There's no reason to.
Okay.
Also, you want to make sure 2 guys are closer here because you don't want the ball to go through.
Say that again.
You don't want the ball to go
Yeah.
through because they're going to intercept it.
Or another thing that I'll do is do something like this.
Yeah. But
Which is similar idea, but not quite. It
then
depends how you're
then
flipping.
you have 3-4 players all there.
Yeah,
I'm
You
not
don't
saying
want
that's
that, yeah.
perfect, but
and trying to get that 360 around the ball.
Yeah, good. Yeah, free kick.
I have a quick
Should I
question.
play on or take the free kick? Because that's kind of a direct line.
That's up to you how you feel about
So
going
play
short.
Good. I feel good, man. I see the opening. I'm going for it,
Yeah,
man.
go.
A little high. Lo so.
See, that's another situation like Paul before you shot
Yeah.
short.
Yeah, man, that was
Ah,
a tough one.
see, this is a loss.
Yeah.
Did you have a question you want to go back to?
Yeah, we'll go back to it.
Well, it's the end of one.
Yeah.
This, the only shot I really had from
It's-
here.
it's
This
more
one,
around
it's
the
a
wheel.
shot.
It was-
It's hard, but you should do it. It is
I
hard.
think it was a little
Rub
bit
it down.
close.
No, we'll do it now.
Okay.
Wait.
Like you really have to.
Yeah.
There.
But
Yeah. But you're right. But if you don't get the
if you
perfect
do
setup.
see it, the shot, take it.
Yeah.
Especially with this pitch where it's hard to lift the ball. You have to shoot hard.
Okay, Grant, what were you going to say?
So Peter is similar to me in that we can play with our left hand and our right hand, and I've heard a couple of different things where the other hand has to be off the pitch before you switch.
No, you can play like this, but it's over the playing surface here. You can't do this. So
Right,
before you
right.
can do that, you've got to
Just
have that
have
there,
that
and you can
back
do that. Yeah.
Now
If you do this, it's
the second
free kick.
thing, and I had this called on me in 2015 at the World Cup. Actually, the opponent you guys both
The
played.
French guy, yeah.
He said that when I switch, I have to wait for a block flick.
No.
Do you
I've
find
never
that to be
heard that
true?
before. No.
No, but if you got him a goal against
Sometimes
you,
they invent the rules against like players
They're
who are not
clueless, yeah,
experienced
Yeah.
on the
Take
circuit. When I
advantage.
started playing again in Mallorca at the international in Spain, I lost the semi-final because I was playing As, and I played with the goalie. I went like this, and then I played with a player. And he said that when I put this back, I have to wait till
You
it's
do.
free kick.
You do.
No,
You do.
if the ball stopped, I put
No.
this back, he doesn't move.
No, it's a reset, so you do have to wait.
I think
No.
you have to
I've
wait.
asked several people,
I
and
was
they all
reading
tell
it.
me that you don't have
No, I was
to.
reading it this morning. There's 4 situations of reset on that page that Dan's got. So that is a rule.
Say the rule again. Anytime you use the
If-
keeper and you pull him
Are you
off,
sure? Like,
you have to wait for the
because
block.
I've asked many players, and they all say it's not like that.
Carry on with what we're doing. I'll just
Yeah.
find it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could also put the block flick.
Yeah, removing a spare goalkeeper is. Notwithstanding that, the referee has to state play. Removing the spare goalkeeper, the referee interrupts the game, allows the defender to reinstall his goalkeeper as soon as the attacker has completed. Oh, that's that one.
It's a rule that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
If it exists, it's a
Okay.
very silly rule.
Yeah.
But he took free kick and he scored.
Yeah.
And the ref didn't even know it himself, and he was like, "Oh, I'm a head ref at the major tournaments and the World Cup, and that's the rule." And I was like, "Okay, even if that's the rule, you're taking a free kick on the half minutes to the end and winning like that. It's like kind of a coward, you know."
See
So
that
like
one,
now-
you're flicking a guy off the line.
Yeah,
to
like
pressure
I
him.
have no line, you know, but it doesn't matter because he has no space. That's free kick, but you should
So
play.
in a sense, it's like real soccer, though. You're trying to get your defense to play a higher line. In a way.
It doesn't matter.
No, you might be right, Christian. I can't find it. It's the,
You wanna
the,
start
the
again?
one I was looking at was about the five flicks. So
No, there's no rule like that. I asked all the top players, and they all
Yeah.
said they made it up.
yeah, okay.
He totally
There
made
is
it
one
up.
there.
I can't find any rules, so maybe Christian's right.
Did the defender, your opponent make his defensive flick?
No, he didn't move, and they asked for a free kick and made up the rule, took the free kick and scored. Because of course the free kick was like here, you know.
Okay, let's keep focusing on
Where is the free kick in that
strategic
case?
defence.
Where is
It's
it
where I
taken
played
from?
the ball, but
It's a non-rule. So let's keep focusing on strategic defence. We're not just
Well, strategic defense.
yeah.
That was a foolish flick on my
Yeah.
part.
You block the players
Yeah.
and then density.
Okay, restart.
This is like playing chess against my brother. The games are short.
Just stop a minute. Why did you flick that man there rather than nearer to the ball? And why did you flick him beyond the ball?
because I'm blocking this area. If I go here,
Yeah.
he has all this space. He can play any player.
Okay.
This
And then
way,
you have to pull the guy in.
he can play players, but he's not free to go anywhere he wants. You know.
So where do you anticipate? What would you anticipate he's going to do now?
Oh, now.
Whatever he does, like he can play any player. I don't know what he's gonna play, but he can't go through.
He's
Where
probably
is
going
he
to come
going?
into that zone there, isn't he?
Yeah, he should.
Mhm.
He can go
Alright,
here
and
and
he's going to tighten that zone. All right, that's
Very
fine.
true thinking.
Yeah.
Thinking about consequences.
Yeah. Alright, try again. What about this guy here, Peter? Is he any good?
yeah, I think this is the who you should play.
This one back.
Yeah. Yeah, they should have adjusted it because that's.
Are you? If I adjust
Yeah.
and you place him as you did the last two times,
They call you free kick there when you shoot like that.
if you shoot quickly enough
No, if you shoot like that with the player beside, you know,
on the shot I just took.
yeah, because
Why?
the player is before the ball. You're like this, so like
It's close.
you can do it, but most of the times you can't. And if they see that the player moves like this, they call free kick. Even if you should touch the ball first, be careful.
Oh.
Most of the times they call it free kick.
Yeah, a couple more than Dan can take over.
Mm.
But that was a good flick, the one from.
Mm.
See, like a lot of times to get through a good defense is to do good flicks.
Yes, the technique is definitely part of it. I was saying yesterday how, sort of flick efficiency, which I measure in terms of what you need to do to get to where you want to be. Like, mine is like 50-60% at best. I see yours is like 90 and up.
Yeah.
And if you can get to that, then it's a different game.
Yeah.
So absolutely, technique is a big part of it.
Wait for the reset.
Just pause a minute. I'm just seeing some of Christian's flicks. He's just kind of putting it in an area, saying, "Right, you don't go there." It's just like patrolling the zone, like a security guard. Some yobbos see the security guard, they think, "Oh, well, we won't try and break into the factory." I mean, that one there, it's not specifically stopping anything, but there was a big gap there without this guy here. But now that guy's there, it doesn't make any flick easy. So Peter's like half cocked now, where he's thinking, "I've got to get to the ball and maybe come back."
Yeah, well, and he also can bring in another guy, and
Yeah.
he's already got numbers.
Yeah.
He's creating numbers for the next.
Yeah.
See? The next guy who's on the line. See, now here I've got to go around the table. He's gonna mark me no matter what, and that's really my only flick at this point. Unless I played it with my left. I have another one with that. Let's see.
I guess you could have forced just then.
All right, Dan, you wanna take over?
Yeah, in this
Yeah.
case, like I think like
On that side.
instead of going this way, you should try to go back again. Like where are you going here? No, I don't remember.
I was trying to do a 2v1
exact
situation.
position,
Yeah.
but I think at one point this was a bit open, and instead of trying to
Restart.
pass through and let me close it, like play with this
Well,
guy
you could have forced at that point as well, Peter, and
and then
kind
go
of-
out.
Yeah.
Like a lot of times I see you guys say, all you have to do is like just your bases don't slide much. Just go back
Yeah. And restart.
and go the other side.
Plus, Christian also knew that the only other player that was going to play after his flick was that guy.
Yeah.
Because everywhere else was angled. So he already knew. I'm assuming now.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it's worth
But
mentioning.
I'm thinking Christian knows that that's your only option. So let's make that block.
It's worth
flick.
mentioning that what Christian did over here is also he walked around from the table
Yeah.
and put his body in a position where the player wouldn't be able to take two offensive flicks back to back.
Yeah, I'm not blocking him, so I can do it.
You're not blocking his
I'm
first
not blocking
flick.
him, yeah.
Right, but you're obviously in the way of him reaching around to do a second flick.
That's interesting.
But-
Yeah.
Of course, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna be here and wait for him to go through.
It's
Right?
like one
But
of
I
those
actually would. I think I think
Yeah,
mentally
because
I would just sit over here.
Oh,
So
position.
yeah, but which is
But he's
not
within his
right,
right to
which
do
makes
it.
sense. Yeah, so this will be interesting. This will be. I'll try to find the right balance. This is also gonna be tough on your eyes, guys. By the way, our game was like, well,